close to home, the place our heart should be. I can't believe that we should never ever want to be close to home, close to home.
Well, it's remarkable, Mrs. Greenwood. Smokey seems to have emerged none the worse from his ordeal.
Oh, thank God for that.
How did he get into your washing machine anyway?
Oh, I haven't a clue. I turned my back for 1 second. Next thing I knew, there's this little frightened face staring out of the leg of my knickers. Just going round and round and round and round.
Well, look on the bright side, Mrs. Greenwood. At least his colours haven't run.
Oh, it gave me a nasty turn, I can tell you.
But not as much as you gave him, eh? Oh. Still, the washing machine's got rid of his fleas and fluffed him up a treat.
Oh, it wasn't the washing machine. It was the tumble dryer did that. Well, I couldn't bring him here wet, could I?
Excuse me, Dad.
Hello, Robbie.
Yeah, I know you're busy, but could I ask a favour?
Does it involve money?
No.
Then ask away.
Well, I'm having trouble getting this pen to work.
Oh, is that all? Let's have a look. Ah, it seems to be all right.
Yeah, but squiggles aren't the same as proper writing, are they? Try again.
All right, the quick brown fox.
No, try something really tricky. Oh, like a signature.
Right.
Thanks, Dad. Seems to work all right.
Just a minute, Robbie. Show me that piece of paper again.
It's just a scrap of paper, Dad.
Show me.
You don't want to see it.
Yes, I do. Dear sir, I'm sorry Robbie was unable to attend school yesterday as he had tonsillitis. What's this all about? Well, it's dated next Thursday, so what's going on Wednesday that you're so eager to miss?
Well, it's English.
Well, you like English. And anyway, you can't afford to miss that, especially with the way you spell tonsillitis. What else?
Environmental studies.
What?
Environmental studies.
Environmental studies. I see you're having problems and you think that this is the answer. Well, I've got news for you, young man. It's not.
I didn't know what else to do.
Well, why don't you come and talk to me instead of resorting to this? Believe me, Robbie, this only makes matters worse. Lying never gets anybody anywhere. You can never solve anything by lying.
There's a chap on the phone from the VAT office.
Tell him I'm out. So, what is the problem, Robbie?
Well, I'm a bit embarrassed. I'm struggling over a certain section of my project.
I see. What section?
The one on animals.
A vet's son and you're having problems with animals?
Oh, yeah, that's what Mr. Atkinson keeps saying.
I see. Well, no wonder you've been embarrassed. Well, let's forget this, shall we? Let's see if we can sort your problems out another way.
I'll tell you what would help, Dad. If you could come along to my school and give a talk to my class.
Me?
Well, yeah, I'll pick up a few brownie points from Mr. Atkinson. And who knows, I might even learn something from you.
Oh, thank you. Well, all right. But on the strict understanding that there'll be no more lying or subterfuge. Everything will be strictly above board.
Oh, cross my heart.
All right. I'll call Mr. Atkinson and fix a date.
Oh, no need. I've already got you down Tuesday, 11:30. Here we are, Mum. Here's a nice cup of coffee for you.
Thank you.
Oh, hello, Helen.
Two-faced snake in the grass.
Only said hello.
Not you, James. I wasn't calling you a snake in the grass.
Well, here's me thinking that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Mum's a bit upset, Dad. She's had a phone call.
Oh, have you? Well, don't worry, Helen. I'll buy you a whistle. As soon as they start with a heavy breathing, you just give them a blast down the line.
No, from Sicily, James.
Is Frank all right?
He won't be by the time I've finished with him.
Why?
Apparently, Frank's got himself a girlfriend.
A girlfriend?
He said he was going on business, and all the time he was planning a merger with a new sleeping partner.
Two-faced snake in the grass.
The girl's only 22 as well.
The lucky two-faced snake in the grass.
Hi, Rose. You seen Dad anywhere?
He's been called to deal with an uncontrollable pack of wild animals.
Do you think he's going to be all right?
I don't know. School children can be pretty unpredictable.
Oh, yes, of course. The famous James Shepherd lecture. I suppose they'll be rushing out the video very shortly.
I'm sure you'll do brilliantly. I was able to give them a few pointers.
Oh, yeah, like what?
Never talk down to children unless you're on a stage, of course. If they come at you, guard your shins. And if you think you're losing their interest, just go straight into the dance routine.
I'm sure Dad will be fine. He knows everything about animals.
I thought you knew everything about animals. I've never been so humiliated in my life.
Oh dear, are we to surmise they won't be rushing out the video after all?
What happened? What's the problem?
Robbie neglected to mention that I was expected to talk about working animals rather than domestic pets.
But you know about working animals.
Not really. Not in the way they wanted. They were all sitting there waiting for me to tell them about the interrelationship and coexistence of animals with man, with specific reference to the agricultural environment.
Oh dear.
Exactly. And I was explaining the way to get the best out of your hamster.
It sounds terrible.
You had to be there, Rose. I felt awful. Especially when the booing and slow hand clapping started.
That's dreadful. Couldn't the teacher control it?
It was the teacher doing it.
So what are you going to do now?
Well, Robbie's got some ground to make up, so there's only one thing I can do.
Bribe his teacher.
No, I'm going to nip up into the loft.
I can't see how sulking's going to help.
I'm not going up there to sulk. I'm going up there to dust off my old textbooks on farm animals. I don't know, all this aggravation. It shouldn't happen to a vet. Haven't I heard that before somewhere?
Oh, hi, Dad.
Ah, Robbie.
I just wanted to say I'm sorry about the way I behaved earlier.
Ah, that's all right, Robbie. I didn't exactly help matters, did I?
No, not really.
Well, I intend to put things right. I'm here to help you.
I don't think I can take any more of your help, Dad.
I'll be all right this time, Robbie. Sit down.
What are these?
Oh, these are my old textbooks when I was a student.
Dad, we're doing farm animals, not pterodactyls.
Very funny. You looking for a surprise visit from the Tooth Fairy? There are lots of good things in these books, and I've had another idea.
Careful, Dad, that's 2 in 1 week.
What can I say? When you're hot, you're hot. Take a look at that.
Skip hire.
Other side.
Meadowcroft City Farm.
Yes, I thought we might trot down there on Saturday. You see, you can only get so much out of books, Robbie. You can't beat first-hand experience. Getting to grips with nature in the raw.
Well, yeah, that sounds a bit more like it.
Believe me, son, by the time I finished, you'll know more about farm animals than I do. Not a word. This is more like it, Robbie. You can't beat the open air. Just fill your lungs.
What a pong. She probably ran out of books.
Right, where do we start? Ah, yes, over here. Follow me. This is our friend the Gloucester Old Spot. Very tough, the old spot is.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it's a docile animal and a good mother. You know, it's often called the orchard tooth.
It's called the middle white.
Eh? Well, they got it wrong. The two breeds are often confused. Shall we move on?
What's up, Mum?
I was just thinking, Frank would have loved it here.
The horses, you mean? I suppose he's never seen one with a body and legs attached.
It's something you share with your father, your sensitivity.
Look, Robbie, sheep.
Ah, you can see all the rich and paid dividends.
Ah, yes, you can't pull the wool over my eyes. Actually, Robbie, those are Jacob sheep. Although where Jacob is, I couldn't tell you. They're ideally suited to a place like this because they're very hardy and quite prolific.
What's prolific?
You know.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. What does it mean?
Well, it means the females don't run as fast as the males.
Well, I always thought it meant they were always at it.
That's something you share with your mother. Your directness. Come on.
I just don't understand what made us swallow it in the first place.
Well, you know goats, Vicky. They'll go for anything.
I'm thankful I wasn't wearing it at the time.
Yeah, I've actually known a goat work his way through a whole line of washing.
No. Were you able to save it?
Well, the vest and socks were okay, but the underpants were a write-off. Oh, by the way, I'm off for a few days next week, so any problems, call Henry.
Right you are. Thanks a lot, Tom. Bye.
Is this one all right, Dad?
I don't think so. He seems to be stuck.
What are you two looking at?
Mummy, the sheep's got its horn stuck in the gate.
Poor thing.
Oh, can't you do something, Dad?
You can't just leave it stuck like that, James.
All right, mind out the way.
Finish feeding the chickens. What do you want me to do now?
Oh, put the kettle on, we'll have a break. Oh, no. What do you think you're doing?
Well, I had to open the gate.
You did what?
I had to open the gate because
Oh, no. Don't you realise what you've done?
But the ram was stuck, so I opened the
He
gate.
wasn't stuck. He was just trying to batter his way through the gate to get to the ewes. They're kept apart for a reason, you know. And I think we can all see what the reason is. I would expect this kind of irresponsible behaviour from kids. I'd have thought a grown man would know better.
Robbie, don't look.
Oh, good old Hey, Dad, that ram's been prolific with 3 of those sheep so far.
Here you are, Mr. Norris. There's your gerbil.
Thank you very much.
Yes, just tell your wife to be a bit more careful in future, Mr. Norris.
Thank you, Mr. Shepherd.
Oh, don't forget this. Right, Rose. Who's next?
Nobody. That was the last.
I thought Mr. Newbury was coming in with his parrot.
No, he cancelled. Maybe it was the parrot who made the appointment in the first place.
Maybe.
Well, if you excuse me, I must dash. I don't want to be late for my Tai Chi class.
I didn't know you studied Tai Chi.
I don't. I teach it. It's marvellously relaxing. You ought to try it.
Rose, have you been sniffing the flea powder again? What are you doing?
This is Tai Chi.
Oh, so when do you start folding the paper to make birds and things?
Stein, you're thinking of origami.
Oh, I thought that was a herb. Oh, all right. Bye, Rose.
Aye.
Hello, Robbie. Still working on that project?
Yeah, I've just finished another section. I've been writing up about that trip to the city farm. Talk about nature in the raw.
Show me.
I learnt more about sheep in 5 minutes than I did in weeks with Mr. Atkinson.
Oh, no, Robbie. You cannot use words like these to describe what they were doing. And this drawing is absolutely out of the question.
Why? It's accurate.
It's too accurate. You've even got them smiling. I suggest you go and rethink these 2 pages, Robbie.
All right. But I'm going to leave him what that woman called you.
Robbie!
You?
Oh, no, what have I done now?
Nothing. I must have come to the wrong house. I'm looking for the vet.
Well, that's me.
You? You're Mr. Shepherd.
That's right.
How can anyone with a name like Shepherd know so little about sheep?
Very funny. That's why you're here, is it? To pick up where you left off?
No, I'm here because I need help. I've got a sick sheep.
Well, where's your usual vet?
He's on holiday, and his cover's out on a call. That's why I've come to you.
Well, I'll do what I can, but sheep aren't exactly my speciality.
Yeah, I did get that impression. Look, I've got no choice. If someone doesn't look at her soon, I think she's going to die. She's in the car. Can I bring her in?
I'll give you a hand. Has she just landed?
2 days ago.
And she's been grunting for how long?
A couple of hours. And kicking her legs around like Catherine wheels.
Her ears are very cold.
What does it mean?
Well, I'm pretty sure she's got hypocalcemia.
Is that serious?
Oh, serious enough. If we don't do something immediately, she'll slip into a coma and that'll be it. Here we are. Calcium borogluconate.
Now what?
We wait.
So, have you heard anything more from the two-faced snake?
Yes, he rang last Sunday and begged me to forgive him. He said I'm still his one true love.
But what about his 22-year-old girlfriend?
He says it's all over. He's finished with her.
Oh, don't tell me you'd still take him back.
Well, I'm not sure. I need time to think about it. It's been a very painful experience, you know. I never understand men.
Yes, we're quite an enigma.
Oh, shut up. I mean, women are naturally loyal. We don't spend all our time searching to make conquests. What is it about men that they feel the need to chase other women all the time?
Insecurity, I suppose.
When are you going to give Frank your answer?
Not for a couple of weeks at least. I have dinner dates with Nigel and Michael. Oh, that reminds me. Better get a move on. Robert's picking me up at 8.
Well, I think she's coping with the pain very well.
And did your ex-wife remarry?
Yeah, to an Italian bloke.
And was he?
Well, we think it could be Sicily, although there have been unconfirmed sightings in Marbella, Sydney and Bolivia.
Don't suppose she sees much of him.
Less and less. Tell me, is there a Mr. Foster?
There was. Not anymore.
What happened? The farm got too much for him, did it?
Yes, I'm afraid so. It killed him. He died 3 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, it sounds like we can put away the mint sauce. Let's go and see how she's doing, shall we?
I'm very grateful, Mr. Shepherd.
Please don't be so formal. Just call me St. Francis.
Why are we modest?
Allow me a moment, please. I've never cured a sheep before.
Well, I'm very impressed.
Well, I'm just glad I could help. I think I better keep her here overnight, if that's okay.
Oh, okay. I'll have to send my assistant Jenny to pick her up in the morning.
Fine.
Right, well, I better be off.
Listen, I don't want to seem pushy, and I know you're very busy, but I was wondering if you fancy coming for a drink or something one evening.
Oh, well, yes. Maybe. Let me think about it.
Well, you know where to find me, and at least now you know I'm not a complete twit.
Yes, maybe I did misjudge you. And I probably owe you an apology for my outburst the other day. I expect I overreacted.
Ah, that's all right. I'm sorry I behaved so thoughtlessly.
No, that's okay. It's all forgotten. Let's put it behind us.
Right.
Okay.
Mind you, it was a simple mistake for me to make.
What was?
Well, I mean, the ram did have his horn trapped, and I was only trying to help after all.
Oh, yes. I understand that. But I mean, opening the gate was never going to be the answer, was it?
Well, I thought it was at the time.
Well, you were wrong.
Yes, well, I thought you were wrong to overreact.
I didn't overreact.
You just said you did.
Did I? Then I was mistaken. I take it back. I was simply responding to your thoughtless behaviour.
Oh, come on. I didn't behave thoughtlessly.
You just said you did.
Well, I'll take that back, all right?
You can't do that.
Why not? You just did.
Right. That's it. I'm going home.
Fine.
Send me the bill.
Well, don't worry, I will.
Another satisfied customer, Dad?
Robbie?
Well, she seems to be right as ninepence. It looks like James has done all right.
James,
Shepherd, the vet.
you know him?
Oh, yeah, it's a very close community. He's a smashing bloke.
You think so?
Yeah, great sense of fun. He's a good vet, too. I shall have to watch myself, or you'll be taking more of your animals to him.
The only thing I'd gladly take to him is a stick.
Do I detect a note of antagonism?
You certainly do. Of all the pig-headed, ignorant men I've met. Do you know, he actually had the nerve to say that I overreacted to something.
And you don't think you do that sort of thing?
Well, but he actually opened the gate and let Rufus into the paddock.
Well, I'm surprised you didn't take a shotgun to him for that. Was it deliberate?
Of course not. Well, perhaps I did overreact a teensy bit. But... Oh, shut up. No.
I'm telling you, Rose, I'd rather scrape the teeth of a Rottweiler than deal with her again. You're so unreasonable.
Well, you ought to have known better than to open that gate.
Whose side are you on? Listen, if it weren't for me, she'd have one less sheep in her flock.
Yes, but also, thanks to you, she's going to have another half a dozen running about.
Well, the ram did most of the work, Rose, but I take your point. All right, Cleorena, what do you reckon I should do now?
Well,
Look, maybe I overreacted a bit. I'm sorry. Perhaps I overreacted. Yuck. Hey! So I overreacted, all right? So where's the big deal?
I'm sorry. I acted without thinking. No. You're quite right, I should have known better. Nah. Oh, my darling, I was a fool. Can you ever forgive me? Yes.
No, I'm afraid he's not in. Can I take a message?
No, I really ought to deliver it myself.
It's not a bomb, is it?
No, I'm afraid she went out some time ago. Can I tell her who called?
Yes, could you tell her that James Shepherd called?
Right. You a friend of hers?
I don't know yet. Actually, could you do me a favour? Could you give her these for me?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks very much. Bye.
Bye.
Things to do.
So hard on yourself. I thought it was as much my fault as it was yours.
Idiotic man, don't you know how to drive? Oh, look what you've done.
That's not that bad.
Is this a personal vendetta, or do you upset everyone you meet?
There you go again, overreacting.
I am not overreacting. I'm just very upset about this.
Well, if you're that bothered about a tiny bum, why don't you just get it fixed and send me the bill?
Don't worry, I will.
I'll take it off what you owe me for the sheep. I suppose you'll be wanting my details?
No need. I think we've got your number, thank you.
Well, I'll be off now.
But you haven't hit the fencing or run over the chickens yet. That wasn't meant to be funny.
No, I wasn't laughing at that.
Oh? What then?
Nothing.
No, come on, tell us.
Well, I just remembered what I wrote on the card. Flowers.
What flowers?
These flowers. He left them for you.
Sorry about the ram. Hope things work out better next time we run into each other.
Close to home, the place our heart should be. I can't believe that we should never ever want to be. Close to home is where I need to be, where all the troubles of the day can keep me company.